Hi guys, and welcome back to DIY Ideas. And now it's spring, and in spring we are all happy, and the only thing that should be stressed should maybe be our pants. We call them distressed jeans or destroyed jeans. These are jeans that have, holes by the knee, for example. There's a lot of different styles for this, but there's jeans that just look a little used. And so today I'm going to show you how, with like a few little tools, how you can make a distressed pair of jeans out of your pairs that you have at home. Okay, so what we need is a pair of jeans. I bought these here at a flea market. It's a little big, but maybe in the future I will show you also a video of how to make them tighter. Okay, so we're gonna do some things to these jeans. Okay, so we have a hole by the knee already, and once you already know the principle, you can just, make this at home anywhere. I put these on and I wanted to see where exactly I wanted more distressed looks. Okay, so I have a pen here that kind of works on this fabric and will kind of go away when you iron the pants. So I kind of marked here where I want these distressed part. You can also use special pens, obviously, that are meant for sewing or whatever. And then you will need a scissor or a cutting knife like this one. Then maybe you would want something to open up seams with, or maybe a pair of tongs of sorts. Then you might want some sandpaper and something to put underneath just to protect your table or whatever. Okay, you can also use, some paper or whatever. Okay, so if you don't have a knife, obviously, only use the sandpaper maybe, or only use the scissor. It really depends on what you have at home, and you can make work whatever you have, basically. And if you want to be creative, you definitely can be. And yeah, the more patience and creativity you have, this can be really fun. And, as less organized or maybe, thought out the places are, maybe the more natural it'll look. Let's get started. Okay, so what's pretty standard is you might want to get 100% cotton pants, just because, the more different kinds of material you have here, it might just be a little harder to get these little like threads coming out, especially if they have stretch. This I think is 100% cotton, but let me double check. Yes, 100% cotton. So that should work really well. And so now I'm just going to get started here, and we'll show you what happens if you only use the sandpaper. So we have a big coarse sandpaper here, just see what you have, laying around at home. And so just take a little piece, and then we will just start rubbing here. Don't make it too big, probably. You want to start with a smaller area also, just to see how it turns out. And you can see now already that there's little kind of pieces of lint coming out. And with the sandpaper, you can really go onto a lot of places here and do like little accent points. You don't have to make big holes here, that's for sure. You can start with little details. And at some point, it hasn't happened yet, but it'll happen, that it becomes a little lighter. We're getting closer for sure. So these pairs of pants basically has different layers of thread here. They're vertically, horizontally, diagonally. And you will definitely, see that later on, also when we make some cuts, actually. It's these white threads that will come out. And those are the ones that are horizontal. And that's what we are trying to, expose here also. So yeah, we're basically starting here with something really, really easy, really light, just so we can see how exactly to work with all these different tools. Now we can see that the threads are actually coming out. We can see them more. Slowly here we can actually see the white threads. And I think that's good for now, almost. Let's see, what's really important to say is that with every wash, your pans, your holes, your distressed areas will become a little more visible and will maybe, shuffle a little bit around. So if something, looks a little too neat, maybe still, maybe throw it in the wash and it'll look a little more natural right after the wash. All right, next spot. Let's continue. I selected this here. After putting on my pants, I thought like this would be a good spot for a hole. This would be one of the selected areas. I'm going to put a cutting board underneath just to make sure that I don't cut into the other part of the fabric or into the table, And I'm going to take my pocket out because obviously we don't want to have a hole in the pocket. Then we won't be able to use the pocket. So we have to really make sure that there's only one layer of fabric here. And then with my scissor or with my knife, I can make some horizontal lines. So the white threads that we talked about, that we want to keep mostly, they are horizontal. So we should not cut vertically or too diagonally, but more or less horizontally. And so we can obviously, use a rolling knife here as well if you have one. Or just a really sharp knife. This one is a little older and is working, but it is a little slow. And you can see here now already the white threads coming out. Okay, so this is one option. Really rough. Yeah, just very coarse kind of. You can also go like this. It's more like a rubbing versus a cutting. But always make sure you work horizontally. So you can either cut or kind of rub it with the knife edge. Or alternatively, and here you just really have to be careful that we have a nice like fold here. So we can go in with our scissor and go in from above now and make sure it's really nice and straight like this. And make sure they're not too close together because otherwise we will definitely get the white threads here as well. But maybe like a centimeter distance should be fine. Okay, so we have a few cuts here. I've made them here and let's see how they work. So depending on what you have, you can just like pull on them a little bit and then take your seam knife or just another smaller scissor. You can go in and kind of loosen it all up, pull out some of the threads. I don't really like it when it looks too perfect or like too well cut. But you can start kind of by loosening it up like this. And then you can also with, some tweezers or tongs, like kind of pull out the vertical threads. Just started here really loosely, but as you can see, it does really open it up nicely. It makes it a little looser and more open. It's pretty intuitive, so you kind of have to like feel it out. Every pair of pants is different, every design is different, so obviously you have to just see what looks right and what feels right for you. But yeah, with the tweezers here, you should be able to pull out the blue vertical threads. It is a lot of work just because there is a lot of them. Depends a little bit how big you want your hole to be. But you can see that once you have, a place to start, then it's not quite as hard anymore because they do come out a little easier as time goes on. If you want it to be a little easier, you can make a few more cuts and then just put it into the washing machine to see if the little threads just come out by themselves. I don't, want to just wash this for this one piece, so I'm not going to do that right now. But, if you already have have a few, you know, things already ready for wash, then you can just go ahead and throw it in with the rest of them and then see what it looks like after. But here you can see, yeah, there's a lot of threads here. Obviously depends on how big you want your hole to be and how many cuts you want to make. But yeah, if you have a more diagonal thread or a cut, sorry, that's just going to lead to some of my white threads to be cut, which is totally fine. It just makes the hole a little bigger. All we're really striving for here is that this looks very natural and naturally distressed. I am sure that you guys can do this even, you know, more neatly, but we don't really want to go for that. So I was thinking, yeah, we just go in really nice and quickly and just pull out these threads. And now we have a decent hole size here already. I'm going to say, you know, let's make this a little smaller, but if you want your size or shape to be different, you know, you have to kind of adjust the length of your cuts. So down here I'm just going to make a smaller cut than the one up top, so it kind of fades out towards the bottom. I'm trying to see if I can already pull out the blue threads. Yeah, that works. But yeah, if you throw it into the washing machine, it'll look a lot better afterwards. Everything will look a little more natural and less, you know, organized. I think this already looks pretty good. And if after the first wash I still think that we need some more, then I can do more. It's always easier to do more than less. Okay, then we have another option, which is, you know, to work on this a little bit here, which could be, you know, a few cuts right here, really thin, you know, and then when you do wash it, it kind of comes out a little bit. But I do have to say that this knife, you know, could use a new or maybe a sharpening. It was the first one I just found laying around, but it's just not super sharp anymore. So I'm just going to go over it a few more times. But yeah, basically you can be as creative as you want here. Just, you know, feel what looks right to you. And yeah, maybe if you want to see in the future how I, you know, paint some jeans or, you know, I cut them or make them skinnier, please write it in the comments so I can see what you guys are interested in. I think the basics here are like done now, but here on the pockets, for example, we can also do some work. Make sure they look a little more used, a little more distressed, especially here where there's already, you know, some head start. We can go over here with the sandpaper. Just, you know, have a little bit of creativity, have a little bit of courage, and see what kind of comes out. If by the end you're not super happy, then you can still make shorts out of it. For example, this sign here does not look very old, so I'm actually going to just take this off. So, you know, there's so many things you can do with a pair of jeans. Okay, I think I'm done for now. I did some more little details here, and we'll probably wash it 1 or 2 times and then see what it looks like. You can see here I made a hole also up by the pocket, and you can see the original color still poking through. And yeah, everything's just gonna look very unique. And yeah, please let me know in the comments what you think you want to see in the future. I am excited to make some more videos about denim, about jeans, work with shorts or whatever. And so yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. And then hopefully I will see you guys back here at DIY Ideas. I'm always looking forward to hearing from you. And yeah, happy spring and or distressed jean spring, whatever you want to call it. All right, see you next time. Bye.